everybody, welcome to Impossible Coin. We've got Tegan, no, Somerset, somewhere in Ohio, obviously upset about something.
Yep.
And then holding down the best of the West, Rocky, open can of sweet corn hearty.
Jesus God. For everyone who's not aware, which is everyone because we literally just started recording, Rocky, on his personal Twitter, retweeted an image of the inside of somebody's fridge. And there are no lids on anything, and there are entire pots of exposed food in this fridge. And I'm being assaulted by Twitter at this point. Like, this is an assault. There is a lid to that country crock, and it's on another lid that's not on anything. That goes to the... What is wrong with... Put lids on your stuff, guys, when you put it in the fridge.
Oh, man.
Jesus.
This is actually ridiculous, man.
There's just, like, meat in a Ziploc bag at the bottom. What the heck? Why does the little takeout cup of sauce have a lid and nothing else has a lid?
I don't have answers to these questions, Tegan.
How did she, like, manually can't open that corn? That edge is so jagged. You can cut yourself on it. That's a hazard. That's why they make them Pop-Tops now.
Oh, man.
I have to close Twitter. I'm upset. Brian, did you see that?
I'm looking at it.
You're not upset the way I am.
Oh, man. I love how in the comments someone took a GIF, a Simpsons GIF. I can't remember the character's name, but he's just sitting in like an apartment, like in his box, is just like telling, please don't tell people I live like this.
Oh yeah. Oh God.
Okay.
There's like 4 instances of that like goofy fan art. That's like, damn bitch who live like this. There's like 4 instances of that in the comment while I'm scrolling.
I love it.
Oh, Jesus. Anyway, okay, I'm closing Twitter. That was enough.
Rocky.
Yeah.
That was enough.
Hey, what's up, Brian?
Did you play your Steam trash?
Okay, I'm gonna play my Steam trash, like,
Aw,
as
Rocky.
the show ends. I haven't played it. I haven't done anything. It's weird. I started a new job this week. My hours are all
Another one?
Yeah, and so like...
Wait.
Isn't this like your
weird.
3rd new job since starting the show?
Yes, it is.
Is this a job in addition to the job you had before where you were giving old people the finger, or is this
First of all, I was personally working to save healthcare, alright, man? I was doing my best. I was yelling at pharmacists. I was making sure these people could get their life-saving medications. I will not accept...
Can you yell at my pharmacist for me? They keep refilling the wrong inhaler.
Tegan, I will absolutely be your personal pharmacist yeller. I can do that for you.
Please and thank you.
So you're talking about this in the past tense, so this new job is a new job replacing the old job.
Yeah, now I'm just like a go-between for small business owners and internet companies. So that's what I'm doing. And it's fine. Like, it's basically they just want me to translate jargon and, like, yell at text all day, which I can also do. And while it is more lucrative, it's definitely less noble. Yeah, but that's where I'm at. And so I'm, my hours are different now. I mean, not by much, but it's still, like, taking some adjustment, and, like, it's weird for me. Like, I've only played, 3 hours of Monster Hunter this week? That's weird.
That's like a sin for you.
I don't feel like myself. It's very strange. Especially since the Blossom event is going on. Brian, okay, so one of the things I need to help you do, just as a friend, I needed to get you on this Monster Hunter thing because the Mega Man stuff came out, and like the Mega Man like cat armor and the gun is completely pixelated and is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen.
I do like dumb things.
And it's great because like when you do a mission with your cat, at the end of the mission, instead of doing like the normal pose like animation, your hunter like feeds your cat a sausage. But they didn't change that for, like, Mega Man. So, you just feed Mega Man a sausage at the end of...
Aw, and he eats it out of your hand?
Yes. Yes,
like
he does.
Aw, like a good boy?
It's like a good boy, Tegan.
Mega Man is a good boy.
Of course he's a good boy. So, like, I've gotten the full Ryu skin already. I've gotten the cat Mega Man armor, and I've been collecting these Blossom tickets, and I think I just need like the waist piece and the gloves for the Blossom outfit, which is fully color customizable, because usually you have like things like Rathalos where like the parts that are always like red and orange will stay red and orange, and you can change like the off thing, but it only looks good in like gray or black. But the Blossom outfit can be like changed completely by your color choice, which is excellent. I know there's a new dancing emote I gotta get. And yes, that's the Mega Man holding the sausage. So good.
That looks weird. That looks like a really bad Photoshop.
No, it's 100% real, Tegan. This is what the game looks like.
That looks like a really bad Photoshop. Oh god.
It's the Photoshop we need, Tegan.
I'm uncomfortable. I'm almost as uncomfortable as when I saw the open can of corn.
It looks like he's just standing there holding a severed dork. It's so bad.
It does. What is going on?
And it's really good because like the quest that you do for both of those, for the Ryu quest, you just have to fight a giant Barroth. Like, it's like a Barroth, but it's actually 4 times bigger than usual.
Oh, good.
But it's...
You see, Rocky, now you're talking me out of it.
Brian,
you're just like, okay, by the way, it's still Monster Hunter.
No, but Brian, you gotta hear this. And the second part, where you get the Mega Man, you have to fight 2 Otagarans. Oh, you haven't seen an Otagaran yet. They're horrifying. Okay, but whatever. But you have to fight, like, a micro Otagaran. Like, it's the same monster. It's just, like, a third of its normal size. And, like, it's actually smaller than most great swords. Like, that's how small the Otagaran is at that point. And then you fight another one that's bigger than usual, but it's just a gold crown. Like, it's not, like, comically huge. And then I have to do some of the challenge quests. Well, I mean, I do challenge quests every day for, like, the Blossom tickets to get, like, the armor set. And you get fireworks that you can just blow up at any given time. And, like, I think it's, like, a continuous, like, 30-second. No, it's, like, a 15-second animation for, like, each detonated firework. And I have, like, 15 of those now. But all the event quests are open. Like, every single one that has been opened up until this point, in addition to the new stuff like Mega Man. So you can definitely just walk around and clean those up. It's a good time, man.
Rocky, can I be perfectly frank and honest with you?
Sure, man. You can be frank, like the Mega Man is holding.
I really, really wish that Monster Hunter had taken a hold of me. Not like it's taken a hold of you, for Christ's sake. But, like, I think I would be happy if Monster Hunter had, like, say, taken a hold of me at about, say, 50% of that rate. Because I think that would still be plenty of Monster Hunter. Because here we are. It's April 14th. Mm-hmm. And so far, the only games this year which have really lit my dick on fire have been Celeste and Iconoclasts. Like, Far Cry 5 was a mistake.
A mistake?
Far Cry 5 was a mistake.
Okay.
Yeah. Rocky, you have not been shot with the bliss. You don't know.
Okay. I don't.
Yeah. Sea of Thieves is a empty mistake. sail the empty seas. Occasionally, get your boat sunk by people who shout a variety of racist and homophobic slurs. So I keep on waiting for that. Where's my $60 prince, Rocky? When will my prince come? I want my first big. We thought that this year was going to be. Oh, wait a minute. There has been one more game, which has been a super banger this year. Also, not a $60 game, a $30 game, A Way Out. So we've had 3 super bangers, but none of them have been like games that cost $1 billion zillion that take like 4 to 5 years to develop. Like, where's my $1 billion zillion? Like, God damn it! Like, this time last year we had fucking Horizon Zero Dawn, Breath of the Wild, and Nier Automata, and Persona 5 had just dropped. I mean, I know that you Monster Hunter people are happy, because that's, Yep. Well, maybe next week, like, I'll build some fucking Labo and get high. I don't know.
I mean, also, like, Fortnite is still taking over the world. And it's fighting with, like, PUBG, which is, like, actually constantly doing stuff. Like, Fortnite was down for, like, a day. I believe it was, like, Wednesday? Yeah, like, it was down Wednesday. They took down the server because there was some exploit regarding the in-game currency V-Bucks. And, like, Twitter collectively lost its shit. And I know there's, millions of people playing this game every day. And they're always adding stuff. And, I think the game is still getting, like, strategically deeper. And they're adding, like, new things. Like, there's now a fort it's called a porta-fort. Where it's a late game item that, like, you just throw on the ground and it, like, creates a fort for you. Which allows you to save your resources to trade for other things in the various vending machines that are scattered around the map. They're also going to implement a gameplay mechanic where one of the more popular fight spots, Tilted Towers, which looks a lot like a standard FPS map with, like, buildings and whatnot. They're just going to hit that place with a meteor storm at some point during the game. That's just something that they're considering doing. So I don't know, man. I feel like Fortnite's really maybe that, like, banger, but it's not, like, weird or anything. It's just, like, flashy and fast.
I mean, I don't necessarily need weird. I'm just looking for that patina of AAA polish and prestige. And that reminds me, Tegan, we have unfinished business. We have a man in Mexico to kill.
Jesus,
we do have a man in Mexico to kill.
Yep. And I also need to be inevitably betrayed by you, but we'll get there.
I mean, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think I'm gonna end up getting you out because you become, like, my assistant deputy or some stupid shit.
So you believe that you are a cop. You smell the same copness.
I think I'm a cop, but I also think I'm gonna get you off scot-free because you're being an assistant to a cop. I don't think you're going down for this.
A cop-assistant?
Yeah.
Yeah. We gotta do that. Tegan?
Yep.
What have you been playing?
So funny story, I got sick.
Oh, no.
I got real sick, sometime between Sunday night and Monday morning. So I slept for, like, 45 hours this week. Between Monday and Tuesday.
That's robust.
Dude, it was awful. It was absolutely awful. I don't recommend it. Now I just have regular allergy stuff going on, which is always a good time. But, like, yeah, stuff and stuff. I picked up last night for a little bit, Breath of the Wild again. I'm on Rivali's trial, so I walked over there and got, like, 8 more Korok seeds on my way. But I haven't actually, like, and I read his diary, because you can read all the champions' diaries now. And it was about what I expected, you know. Rivali has a lot of self-worth issues. No wonder he's posturing so much. But, you know, it's been okay. I haven't actually found any of the trial spots yet, because I'm just going by what the little things look like. Like, so like this thing comes up out of the ground, and it's like, this is where, and it'll show these 3 really vague map points. But with the one in the desert and the one for Daruk, looking at them, because there are so many unique features in those areas of the map, it was easy to find where the trial spots were supposed to take place. For this one, I've only figured out one of them, and that's because it's the flight range, and like, that's it. The other ones are just like, check it out, you're gonna be in the mountains somewhere. Good thing it's not like the entire mountain is covered in snow, so there aren't a lot of particularly discernible features. It's all good. Whatever. Fuck it. So, I've done a lot of walking, and not a lot of finding anything. I do know, like, I am gonna have to shoot the dragon. I have to shoot, Eldin in the horns, at night.
That's the electric one, right?
No, that's the fire one.
Okay.
I have to shoot the fire one in the horns at night. It's very specific. That's gonna be easy. Cause Eldin shows up every night. It's real easy. I could just sit by the fire, and then, like, whatever. So, like, really, it's just finding the one actual shrine thing that I have to do is a pain in the butt. And I'm just walking around going, I think, and I took a picture of the thing, I'm like, and I'm not gonna look it up, I refuse. So I'm just wandering around going, I think this is where I need to be. Nope, but I did find another Korok. So,
oh man.
I expect though, once I'm able to get to the temple part, that it's gonna take me like less than an hour, so, to do all 3 temples, so I'm not worried about it. The other thing that happened this week was, there's some league event going on, like a mini team skirmish thing, I don't know, and Alex joined a league team for it. Last night they had 2 games, and they won both of them. So
nice.
They've moved up in their bracket. So his next game is tonight at 8 o'clock? I think.
Okay.
Pretty sure. So, we'll see if he wins again. I don't know. We'll find out. He's a top laner, so he plays Kayle mostly.
Really?
Yeah.
A top Kayle main? I mean,
a top Kayle main, yeah.
Once you know that matchup, like, Kayle is really strong. It's just like if Kayle can make it to, like, late game, if she can show up, the game is over. Like, there's nothing that anyone could ever possibly do. It's so gross. But,
well, he's real mad because they've nerfed her attack speed again.
Yeah.
And he's like, but all of her stuff, they changed so it builds off of attack speed, and now they're nerfing that too.
Yeah.
So.
Like, it's because, like, there's the adamant people who just decide, like, that they're just gonna be like a weenie for the first, like, 30 minutes. And if, like, Kayle can manage to not die more than, like, maybe once or twice in the first 30 minutes and can still, like, conceivably farm, she'll have enough gold to just blow up the entire enemy team. Because, like, that attack speed splash damage is just bullshit. And she can just, like, melt towers by, like, looking at them wrong. Like, it's...
You mean right. She just glares at him, and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, my bad, I'm gonna explode now.
Yeah, exactly. That's how that goes. But outside of that, like, it's just... Because attack speed's so strong in late game. Mm-hmm. There's nothing anyone can really do about it, but, like... her early game is really scary. Like, you just have to accept that you need to be a wuss. Otherwise, like, you're not going to go anywhere.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so that's and then he also plays Aurelion Sol a lot.
Like a top lane?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
One time he jungled.
I've seen Jungle Aurelion. It's weird. Like, It
is weird. It's very weird. But, like, you have that, advantage of the stars, where they go out in a circle around you. You can kind of hide just outside of people's field of vision, and if you activate that at the right time, you'll be able to steal a jungle farm with it. Because it'll just sweep in from the outside and smack it. So, I mean, there is that. And then he also does, like, ADC stuff. But for this, he's doing mostly top lane. So.
Alright.
But yeah. He's like, I like Kale. Kale has wings. I'm gonna play Kale all the time. And then he's just like, they nerfed her! I'm gotta get better at Kale. So then he just gets better at Kale. It's real funny. Then people get mad. They're like, why are you picking Kale? She sucks.
I was like, okay, then just beat me then.
He's like, okay, and then just wins. So, you know. Whatever. Yeah. What else? That's it. And then I watched a bunch of anime. Which Brian changed in our show doc to say anime, and I don't know why. But
well,
I'm gonna...
because you didn't play your Steam trash.
I was sick.
Excuse
me. I'm doing my best. I went to work when I shouldn't have gone to work. I died at home. No, stop it! Stop it!
You can't change his changes. It's actually the worst.
Stop it! You're so mean. Brian's harassing me. I want everyone to know. Brian
I'm
is
literally
harassing
sitting here
me.
quietly.
He is harassing me in the show
you were
doc.
also doing other things, Brian. You know this.
He's harassing me in the show doc, and I don't appreciate it.
If it's any consolation, I am not actually doing my best, but usually, like, I'm just... I usually don't think my best is necessary. Like, if that changes, I will absolutely offer my best. There's no doubt about that.
Your best is definitely necessary.
Oh, man, is it really?
To keep me from being harassed.
Oh, man. But, like, I'm not even doing that. Even when I'm doing this.
No! Ugh. So, Rocky, I have a very important question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What are you watching this anime season, and why is Persona 5 the animation your favorite anime?
Okay, so two things. One, I'm watching My Hero Academia. I wish Overlord would come back. I haven't looked into the rest of the season. I'm also watching Darnley and the Franxx. I am not going to watch Persona 5 the animation. Specifically, because I've already given 100 hours to that game. And the characterizations that I've already seen, like in the pilot, are underwhelming at best. Like, and I am so satisfied with the developments, both in character and in plot, in the Persona 5 game, that I don't really want to see it either play out differently or them to take risks in the animation. I feel like it's just going to make me upset. Okay. And so I'm not going to put myself through that. I think from what I've seen is that the animation looks really clean. And while there could be some cool things that they do, and depending on how they handle some of the developments in the story, especially considering how big it ultimately gets, could be really cool. But I don't think I want to check in every week for the anime. I would rather like just replay the game, I think.
Ooh, okay. Well, I'm gonna watch the anime because I am not gonna sink 100 hours into Persona 5. I already know. I can already tell. I'm like, Persona 5 looks like the kind of game that I really wish I could watch someone else play. And I do have a friend who's probably gonna be able to play it for me so that I could just watch because that's what I want to do. But I'm also doing My Hero. It is so good. The new opening is so good.
Yes.
Oh, if you aren't watching My Hero, Brian, you need to. Brian, because
we're 4 for 4 on great OPs.
Yeah, and they're releasing a fighting game this year.
Yes.
And it's gonna be on Switch and PlayStation, and you know I'm picking it up.
And Xbox, actually. That took me by surprise. When Phil Spencer said he was going to Japan to make some deals, he wasn't kidding. That thing's coming to Xbox One.
Yeah.
Hey.
So Brian, now it's research. You have to watch My Hero Academia so you're familiar with these characters. So you don't fuck up while you're fighting with them.
True.
That is unrelated.
Also, I want to walk back to the Persona 5 thing for a second.
Yeah.
Because I remember being very milquetoast about it when we talked about it when the game was coming out, but it was mostly because I was high on Persona 5 fever. But now that I'm actually considering potentially like streaming the game for like allowing other people to watch, while they have moved the original dates that the PlayStation UI had like cuts you off, it's still lame that it cuts you off. There are like full gameplay.
You still can't use the native sharing feature. Period.
Yeah.
Like, good job, Sega Atlas. Congrats.
I mean, there are still like full walkthroughs on YouTube, and there hasn't been content strikes against them or anything. So it definitely feels like that like Atlas was bluffing, but you just can't use the PlayStation like UI to record. Like you can definitely use a capture card and upload it, and it seems like no one's doing anything about it at all. But it's still lame that like you can't use the built-in UI.
Yep.
I don't know. It looks good.
Yeah.
Like, the animation quality is good, so, like, I'm pretty pleased so far. And the music's good. It's still got that, that, like, jazzy undertone to it. I like it. I don't know. It's fun. Yeah. But it's not the same kind of bop as the My Hero Academia opening.
True.
Now, I've already read ahead in the manga because I got real impatient.
No, Tegan, please. I have categorically avoided the manga because I just want to watch it.
Well, don't worry, because the anime is doing an excellent job at transferring the manga.
I feel that.
And I feel like it's important to note that they waited, like the reason that there was a hiatus in the animation was because the next arc that they were going to animate wasn't done yet, and they were like, nope, we're not going to do a Naruto and do like 900 filler episodes. We'll wait.
Or the Full Metal Alchemist where they just made up a whole new ending. And
yeah. Fuck it. Fuck it, new ending, whatever.
Oh,
they turned the fanon into canon.
I hate that.
It was a bad time. But they're doing it right. They're like, nope, we're going to wait. And for the next hiatus, they got a movie. They got a movie about background information for All Might, which I think is good.
True.
And,
Hero of Heroes.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. But, I wanted to talk about an anime that I started watching literally this morning.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Caligula.
I feel like I've heard... Okay, go ahead.
If you think you've heard the word Caligula before, it's because he was an emperor.
Well, I mean, I also know that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Geez. And so far, it's about... This is episode 1, okay? Pretentious junior psychology professor in high school can hear... this is good. This is the worst summary because I'm like 15 minutes into the episode. But here's what it is so far. Junior pretentious professor of psychology in high school over psychoanalyzes his friends, but still ends up having friends, and can hear the souls that are being stolen by not Hatsune Miku. That's what I've gotten so far. Not Hatsune Miku's name is Muse. Or Mew. Like, I was wondering why they were advertising for Love Live in the show, because Mew was showing up, and all I could think was Muse. Muse is the name of the first group from Love Live. But her name is Mew. She appears to be a virtual idol who can leave the virtual space and maybe take the life force from people? I don't know. And then weirdo psychology professor junior kid, who's a pretentious ass so far, was just, like, listening to her newest bop, because apparently fucking everyone is obsessed with whatever her newest bop is, and he's like, he starts seeing static, and then hearing voices begging for their lives underneath this music, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
That's horrifying.
This show is weird already. I'm excited.
It's based on a Vita game.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know anything about the Vita game. I'm not looking it up. This is my bad 15-minute into the episode summary. And my dudes. It's a trip. It's a trip already. I'm ready to see where this goes. It's definitely gonna go somewhere unlike, fucking the biggest disappointment so far. Butlers and Badlers. Oh.
Badlers. Jesus.
Did they waste all of their awesome on that title? Like,
No, because the 1 2-second fight scene that was in it looks really good, and I'm upset. But, like, I don't understand anything of what's going on. It makes no sense. The characters are, like, weirdly explained. They randomly have a mansion on their school property that they're just gonna let the student council use because reasons. Also, the guy who's, like, the main character is supposed to be a high school student, but might actually be an immortal being who's a butler.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna be fighting other butlers.
Wait,
because
isn't it just Hitman Katakyo Reborn?
Because I don't know, maybe. I don't know, his, like, sister got killed, maybe, or something? Oh god. The first episode was very poorly paced, so I'm just real lost and real annoyed that, like, there was only 2 seconds and the fighting looks really cool, and I'm gonna be mad that, like, the rest of it is just weird expositions with not good explanations as to what is going on. It's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a mess. I'll let you know after episode 2 if it's any good. But Jesus. Also, there's a horse idol anime that I want Brian to watch because I think he'll have a hot take on it.
Horse idol?
Horse idol anime. So these girls are also horses, so they have to run in a derby, and then if they win the derby, they get to perform as idols.
What the fuck is the name of this garbage?
Now, you can't call it garbage because this is somebody's best girl, but it's Uma Musume Pretty Derby. I'll link it for you.
No, don't worry, I'm already there.
But yeah.
What? Jesus. God.
Horse girls with glorious names and incredible running abilities live alongside humanity. Horse Girl Special Week has moved from the country to the city to attend Trayson Academy, where she and her classmates compete to win the Twinkle Series and earn the title of the country's #1 horse girl. This is a show.
I'm gonna backflip off the earth.
This is a show.
Yep.
With a lot of girls. It's got a lot of choice females, and each girl's design is based off a horse. Like an actual horse. Like somebody actually did research for this show. On horses.
Splendid.
Ugh. You're not watching anything I've ever recommended, but, like, please, my dude, watch this and tell me what it is, because I'm just confused.
Yeah, Brian will watch it. I believe.
I'm
Brian, will you watch it?
do I have to buy Crunchyroll?
No, you don't have to buy Crunchyroll, because after the week is up, the episode's up. So, like, the first week, it's simulcast. So, people in America and Japan can watch it basically an hour apart. The following week, it's free. Because the new episode is up for the peoples.
Then I will watch the Horse Girls.
You'll watch the Horse Girls?
I'll watch the Horse Girls.
Watch, like, the first 6 episodes, and then you don't have to watch any more of it. You don't have to watch any more of it after that. But, like, give it the 6-episode trial.
6 episodes? Isn't that, like, a 2-hour commitment?
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
I mean, you don't have to watch all 2 hours in one sitting. But, you know.
I'm just saying that, like, I could be hit by a bus tomorrow, and as I'm lying in the hospital bed dying, and the doctor says, what do you wish you had done with your last 2 hours before you were hit by the bus? You know.
It's gonna be watch the Horse Girl anime. It's gonna be watch the Horse Girl anime.
Oh, Jesus
fucking
so Christ.
It just seems so funny, and, like, my friends who know stuff about horses are watching it, and they're like, they're into it. And I'm not sure if they're into it because it's ridiculous, or they're into it because they like horses, or what. But, like, it's... Oh, it looks so funny. It looks so funny.
Well, that's a nightmare.
I don't want to invest in it, because I have other things I'm investing in. Too many things I'm investing in.
True.
It's not a nightmare, it's just silly.
I'd like to take this time to talk
apologize
briefly.
To our listeners?
No.
Oh, okay.
We're beyond that.
I'm sorry.
I would like to take this time to talk about Tucker Carlson.
Who's Tucker Carlson?
He is...
Or that one asshole in the world named Tegan who doesn't know who Tucker Carlson is.
He is a dirtbag on Fox News. He used to be a dirtbag on, I believe, CNN, when CNN had a show that was like a ripoff of, like, Hannity and Colmes, only instead of having to go find, like, a token liberal, they had to go find a token conservative. And so, like, Tucker Carlson has been this goon for, like, more than a decade, who used to be, like, this, like, rail-thin asshole with suspenders and a bow tie who just looked like what would happen if somebody created, like, youthful, evil anime Orville Redenbacher. But then he got middle-aged.
That's a very specific...
But you know what? It's right. You go find Tucker Carlson, that is him. Or old school Tucker Carlson. Then he got, like, middle-aged and fat and just looks like an ad for the shitty Men's Warehouse. But earlier this week, Tucker Carlson decided to, like, go on a tear about pandas. Now,
why?
Well, a couple things, Tegan. First of all, pandas are trash.
Pandas are cute.
As canonically explained on this show, pandas are the worst. However, as Tucker Carlson is the worst, he couldn't even get right why pandas are bad.
What do you mean he couldn't get right why pandas are bad?
Oh, he's like, sex-crazed pandas are going to fucking destroy humanity.
Oh, yeah, he did say that. He's so stupid.
And I'm like, you dumb motherfucker. Like, people have trouble getting pandas to fuck. As we have discussed on this show before, pandas, which are lazy and stupid, will sit around and be like, I'm kind of a horny panda. What should I do about it? I don't know. I think I'll just sit here. And then there'll be a panda 10 feet away who'll be like, I'm kind of a horny panda too. I don't know. But I'm also thirsty. There's a stream within eyesight. I could stay here and, like, die of dehydration and horniness, or I could go get a drink of water and get banged. Nah, neither. Like, pandas are the worst, and, like, no sex-crazed panda is going to destroy Earth. Like, instead, humanity will continue to prop up pandas, both through extraordinary species-saving measures and hyperbolic, inaccurate Fox News reporting. In summary, fuck you, Mr. Carlson. Fuck you.
But, like...
Hyperbolic, inaccurate Fox News reporting sounds like the name of a band.
Also, that just sounds like Fox News reporting. I think he used, like, 3 adjectives you didn't actually need to use. But... pandas are, like, they're not endangered anymore, obviously because of these, like, extreme species-saving measures. But wouldn't that, like, ultimately produce pandas that can just, fuck organically? Maybe drink their own water?
I think unless we duct tape squeeze bottles to pandas' hands. Like,
But don't you want to be a panda handler at a zoo?
No.
They look like they have the best job. The pandas are just rolling around and being all cute, and they have to, like, make sure they get weighed and, like, put out the bamboo for them, and they're so cute.
No, Tegan, you don't get to just put the bamboo down and leave. You have to get in the panda suit, and you gotta put the bamboo into the other, like, panda's mouth, and then you gotta make sure that, like, the panda gets to the water, and instead of just sitting in it, you also gotta remember to teach it to drink, because otherwise it'll just sit with a wet ass in the middle of the fucking stream.
They're so cute.
Fucking stupid animal. God, God damn it. Oh, fortunately, there are some things in the world which are not all terrible. I'm also glad to hear that, like, Tegan didn't say, like, Brian, you should watch this Panda Girl idol anime, because, like...
I mean, there is an anime, now that I'm thinking about it, about, bears. They're, like, really realistic looking bears, but there's this part where, like, preschoolers come to the zoo, and so the pandas are like, okay, we have to perform the service now, and so they, like, play on the slide, and, like, they hula hoop with the tire and stuff, and they're like, we have to do the service so that the kids will be happy. Oh, I gotta find that now. We gotta find that clip.
So, things that happened this week, which made Brian happy. So, I've been trying to figure out what I should play on Friday nights, because, like, obviously, like, Final Fight wasn't really gelling with the masses. But I also didn't necessarily want to play, like, Far Cry, because, as I mentioned earlier, I kind of hate that game. It's not working out. And lo and behold, earlier this week, Microsoft announced the next round of original Xbox backward compatibility.
Uh-huh.
And they are bringing another 19 original Xbox games to Xbox One, and there are some certified bangers in there. Including the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind.
They're up in Morrowind?
Yeah, they're bringing Morrowind to backwards compatibility.
Is this in time for the Somerset Isles to come out? Is that what's coming out for Elder Scrolls Online? Is it Somerset?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's coming out this summer, I think. And they're also bringing Jade Empire to backwards compatibility. Which, awesome. And Panzer Dragoon Orta. And SSX 3. And Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay. So, like, and Mercenaries. Playground of Destruction. So there is some like really good top tier stuff. That they're bringing it backwards compatibility. And I'm thinking that what I should probably do is like, I have not played Morrowind since it came out. When I played Morrowind originally, I played it on an original Xbox. So I'd love to poke back around that. Like Morrowind is like, I think arguably one of the best RPGs ever made. So I'd love to have an excuse to get back in there. Like as much fun as I ever had with Skyrim is not fit to sniff Morrowind's boxer shorts. So, it is great to have an excuse to play that. And the backwards compatibility layer stuff, original Xbox, allows the game to render at a higher resolution. So I'm looking forward to seeing higher res Morrowind. Very excited. Excited.
Excite.
Yep. And another thing that happened, which is super good, is the new Hearthstone expansion dropped.
Oh boy! Are you going to tell us about it?
Totally. So I opened my packs, and I have a new best friend.
Okay.
Yep. My best friend's name is Shutterwalk. This card is so dumb and so broken. Like, there are real, terrible, horrible murder things that you can do with this fucking card. The Shutterwalk is, I think, my favorite Hearthstone card ever. Shutterwalk reads, Battle Cry. Repeat all other battle cries from cards you played this game. Targets chosen randomly. So, the trick is to build a deck around the idea that no matter what happens with those battle cries, it's good. And there's a structure to it. And so there's like a card called like Sauronite Chain Gang, where when you play Sauronite Chain Gang, it summons another copy of itself. And then there's a card called like Life Stealer, where its battle cry is to do 3 damage to the enemy hero and restore 3 damage to you. I'm sorry, and restore 3 health to you. Again, since it's specific and not targeted, it always does that. There's a card called, I'll see here, there's a dragon that does 2 damage to all other minions when it's played. And then there's another battle cry card where it just causes whatever the next battle cry card you play to repeat its battle cry a second time. So you can build this thing, or you can just play all these battle cries, and then there's a shaman card where when you play it, it puts all other minions on the board back in your hand and makes them cost 1. So if you manage to cycle all of your battle cries by the time you play Shutterwalk, it is this horrible 1-turn kill to your enemy. It is just this absolute nightmare. You just like play Shutterwalk and you can like walk away. And it's so good. It is so good. The most magical part is that like as the Shutterwalk is going off, because of that card which puts all other minions back in your hand, what it does is it puts a bunch of Shutterwalks into your hand that cost 1 because of the Sauronite Chain Gang. So your battle cries will be going off so long. The turn limit in Hearthstone is 2.5 minutes. You have 2.5 minutes to complete your turn. So your battle cries will still be going off by the time your turn ends. But by this point, the battle cries have just done significant damage to your opponent. So then when the next turn happens, and you play another Shutterwalk or 2 or 3 that cost 1 in your hand, and you can just refill your hand with shutter walks and do this over and over again. And that's if your opponent doesn't see the shutter walk come out and then immediately concede. I know that they're going to probably nerf this in a week or two, but in the meantime, I'm going to romance this card so hard.
Oh, man.
God.
Oh, Shutter Walk. Shutter Walk. You are so special and beautiful. I love you.
Oh my goodness. This sounds like a huge problem.
It is a huge problem. I don't think they understood how many jerks were going to build decks immediately around this card. Like, it's so bad that they have already, like, tweeted about it. They're like, we are listening to feedback about Shutter Walk. I'm like, yep. Yep, you are. Like, right now, like, every class except for Shaman is trying to run aggro decks because they're like, if Shaman is playing Shutter Walk, I need to have that guy killed by turn 9.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I'm also playing a real dumb mage deck with a card called Vex Raven. And what that card does is every time you cast a spell, if you have this Raven out, it summons a 2-cost minion. So the trick is just to fill your hand with a bunch of cheap spells, and then fill your board with shitty tiny creatures, and then just hit them in the face with all of them. That's a good time. It's kind of like it's a spell-heavy aggro deck, which is a weird thing. I'm enjoying it. Also, 10 out of 10, fully erotic. Hearthstone is fun again!
Yay!
Yeah. And if anybody wanted to keep track of how many legendaries I got during my pack opening, I pulled 6 legendaries, which beats the statistical odds on that significantly. You should pull a legendary statistically about once every 45 packs. And so opening 97 packs and getting 6 legendaries is pretty good. So, good stuff. Would you folks like to discuss the news?
Sure.
Sure.
So the first thing that I would like to have happen, and if you listeners happen to be at home or on your phone and not driving, don't do this if you're driving. If you're not driving, summon on your computer a picture of fucking Billy Mitchell so you could stare at his face while we discuss this story. Because knowing how dumb Billy Mitchell looks is kind of integral to the real enjoyment. The real enjoyment of this story.
Right. I think I've picked a pretty dumb picture.
Okay.
He's got
all right.
like a suit on and like a American flag tie. All right, I'm ready.
Yep. He looks like what would happen if the host at Applebee's was a supervillain.
I don't think he quite has supervillain status.
You don't think he's Mullet Man?
No, I don't think he's a super villain. Like, super villains are superior villains. He's a henchman.
I feel like
most.
he's John Wick's, like, dumber older brother. While, like, John Wick went into, like, the mafia, became a professional killer, this brother went into Applebee's.
Okay, I can see that.
He scams you on the amount of alcohol in your drink.
That's not too far off because Billy Mitchell's other passion in life is the sale and manufacture of hot sauces.
Okay.
Rocky, you say okay, like you're like, you know what? That's disappointing, but that checks out. Just look at this guy.
I'll leave him alone, I guess. Fucking head ass. But
so there was a movie about 10 years ago called King of Kong, Fistful of Quarters, which was about the quest for the first 1,000,000-point game of Donkey Kong.
mm-hmm.
And the two players in the scene at the time who were trying to hit that first 1,000,000-point game. One of them was recently unemployed teacher, guy who cries a lot, and Christian rock enthusiast Steve Wiebe, who seemed like a mostly okay guy. He just played a lot of Donkey Kong in his garage and wanted to get 1,000,000 points. The other one was fucking, like, cocksmith shitlord Billy Mitchell, who had been, like, playing video games for quite some time and was, like, way in with the guys at Twin Galaxies and who would pretty much just let him do whatever he wanted. So he did a lot of, like, submitting scores on videotape, like, hey, here's my score. It's okay, it's a good score, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Human troll beast Billy Mitchell has finally been vanquished. After a thorough investigation of cheating, all scores belonging to former Donkey Kong record holder Billy Mitchell have been stripped by Twin Galaxies. Twin Galaxies started scrutinizing Billy Mitchell's scores in early February after a Donkey Kong high score judge, Jeremy Zelnia Young, filed a dispute against the supposed records. Young claimed that 3 of the scores, including the 1,047,200 point game that was featured in King of Kong, were not produced by an actual Donkey Kong arcade machine. Zelnia said that they were coming from MAME. The tape Donkey Kong score performance and the mortgage broker score were historically used by Twin Galaxies to substantiate these and place them in the database, were not produced by direct feed output of an original unmodified Donkey Kong arcade PCB. With this ruling, Twin Galaxies can no longer recognize Billy Mitchell as the first 1,000,000-point Donkey Kong record holder. According to our findings, Steve Wiebe would be the official first 1,000,000-point record holder. So, like, Steve Wiebe, like, walked away from, like, the high score game after King of Kong, basically because, like, Twin Galaxies and Billy Mitchell were cozy. And, like, kind of stepped away from playing Donkey Kong. And, like, all the people who are, like, in the top 10 right now for Donkey Kong aren't even, like, scores set by Wiebe. Like, people got into Donkey Kong after that movie came out. I wonder if he'll come back to the scene after this and, basically fuck Billy Mitchell. I put this story in here this week because it is a great excuse to say fuck this guy. This guy's weird. You know, he looks like a porn stunt double. Like, Okay,
but what did he do and how did they catch him?
Okay. All right. So, when you load up the Donkey Kong, older versions of MAME would render in the girders that Mario, aka Jumpman, would run up to get to the top differently. So, like, the way that the girders would get rendered in looks differently on old versions of MAME. So, this guy, Zelnia, when he was watching the tape that was the tape submitted by Mitchell, he saw that the girder renders looked like versions of, like, MAME 3 or older.
Mm-hmm.
And also there are some splices in the video that indicate that, like, it was cobbled together from multiple runs. Like, oh, here's a part of a run, here's a part of a run, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And it also appears to be tool assisted. Also, even if none of the stuff about, like, cobbling together multiple parts of a run or tool assist wasn't true, Twin Galaxies record keeping is separated by arcade PCB and MAME. They have MAME scoreboards. Like, if somebody wants to, like, run emulated and, like, seek, you know, a high score, they're welcome to. There's record keeping for that. It's just separate from, unaltered original arcade PCB record keeping. And Billy Mitchell was representing the runs as being on arcade boards, and he was, obviously not acknowledging the fact that there was any kind of tool assist. So, like, by saying that these were arcade boards, nobody was checking for tool assist, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, true dirtbag with a silly tie. Any thoughts, guys?
I mean, this guy seems lame, like, honestly. And if he's received accolades for this, or I guess some success based off this achievement, then it should rightfully be stripped away from him. But I don't know, man. Like, I know a million points is, like, definitely, like, it's not something I can do. Like, I don't know Donkey Kong that well or anything like that, but I've also, like, I don't know. I've never had, like, I guess real respect for, like, arcade achievements like that. But that's just me personally. Like, I've seen, like, long form, like, Pac-Man games and even, like, pinball runs that, like, I think there's, like, a local, like, place that has, like, a Game of Thrones machine of, like, over 2 billion points, which I find insane. But, like, marathon gaming like that hasn't really resonated with me. But I guess that's because I've spent a lot more time in, like, more competitive scenes where micro actions are what are more valued. So I think that's just my experience. But, I mean, I'm glad this guy is being thrown under the bus for cheating, because definitely... Oh, my God. Sorry, I just realized this photo you just put in. Oh, no. Okay. But I feel like his achievements being stripped, like, totally makes sense. Because I don't know what this guy's going to cling to now, because it's not his devilish good looks that have carried him through life thus far.
It's his hot sauce empire.
It's the hot sauce empire. And I'm not sure how much his hot sauce empire being made is dependent on his Donkey Kong score achievements. But if any of that, like, came about that, I hope he, gets that karmic retribution as a result.
He doesn't even mention the Donkey Kong anywhere on his hot sauce website. Maybe because he knew this day would come one day.
I thought you were kidding when you were talking about hot sauce. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. This is ridiculous. This is a stupid thing to cheat about, and this is just dumb. This is just all over dumb.
Yeah, the name of the hot sauce is Ricky's World Famous Louisiana Hot Sauce.
Whack. There's already Louisiana hot sauce. It didn't even have to call it so famous. It just works.
Yep. Yeah, there's some really great footage of him and King of Kong in a grocery store, like, trying to hide other brands of hot sauce and then, like, fronting his own brand of hot sauce. Dude has no shame.
Why? Ugh.
Yep.
Well, don't worry, my dudes. We got other stuff to be disgusted about, because the Overwatch League is still the Overwatch League.
Yep.
All right, what's going on this week, Tegan?
Josh Echo Corona has become the latest Overwatch League player to receive punishment as a result of a code of conduct violation committed during a personal Twitch stream.
Woo!
Yeah, I know, right? Philadelphia Fusion announced on April 5th that Echo has been suspended for 3 games, fined $2,000, and will have his streaming rights revoked for 10 weeks. That's a long time. It's 2.5 months, my dudes.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. The punishment comes after clips surfaced and circulated online of Echo performing a slant-eyed gesture and after proclaiming, "I am Korean," during a personal stream in response to a viewer's comparison of his Overwatch skills to those of top-tier Korean players. Echo originally explained his motivation for the act as being, quote, more in a form of wanting to express myself being like them since I admire them, but issued a more conciliatory written apology on Wednesday, last week, pledging to donate an additional $3,000 to the Anti-Defamation League, which the Fusion will match. I deeply regret making a mistake that has hurt so many people. Goodness.
What a fucking asshole.
Don't worry, there's more!
Well, I mean, he is a competitive, video game player. Most of those dudes are assholes. I honestly am hard-pressed to think of, competitive, I mean, it's mostly shooters, but there's a lot of them in fighters that are just, generally an all-around good guy. The people that, climb to the top, they're generally assholes. It's just how that works. And, I mean,
considering that, the story we just did was about a competitive video game player who's an asshole and has been one since, the 80s.
Yeah, man.
God damn. I mean, I guess maybe Echo can retire to a hot sauce empire?
I mean, maybe, but he's only done it for, a little while. Honestly... Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so the only people I can really think of right now are, Sophia, who is a Chun-Li player. Smug is generally a good guy. He is still kind of an asshole, but he's not great. I know, oh no. Why am I spacing on his name right now? He's also a Gaio player. He plays for Team Liquid. Knuckle-Dew. There we go. Knuckle-Dew is actually a legitimately good guy. Although, he turned his life around where, he was playing competitively and, he got so depressed that he was gonna kill himself. And then, he had a whole episode on Twitter. And then he went on to win Capcom Cup, and he's been really cool ever since. But, I don't know. It's hard to find, generally good dudes in, competitive gaming are, diamonds in the rough. They're not common around here.
Well, don't worry. Because there's another asshole we gotta talk about in the Overwatch League specifically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Overwatch League team Boston Uprising has suspended star player Jonathan Dream Casper Sanchez, who's 21, for following allegations that he has pursued a sexual relationship with someone he believes to be 14 or 15 years old.
Yeah, that's a little more common in competitive games than it should be.
That's illegal. It's illegal. Uprising cut Sanchez after a second woman accused him of similar behavior. Like my dudes. One we'll go with. But 2, that's too many. Nah, at 2 we gotta cut ya.
I think, but okay, in the Overwatch League's defense, they had allegations show up for the first one, and while, the safe thing would have just been to immediately cut him, the reason they cut after the second allegation came through, I think that might have been a timing thing, because they were still investigating the first one, and then a second allegation came through.
Okay. That's fair. Let's see. So, the retailer Into the AM is accepting returns and exchanges of Dream Casper's jerseys and waiving their normal policy of deducting shipping for the returns. People exchanging are also not responsible for return shipping, and Into the AM will issue shipping labels, noting that they totally understand people not wanting to have that jersey around.
Good for them. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
So, I feel like this should be a standard business practice, even though I definitely know that it's not. Because, I mean, there are, Ben Roethlisberger jerseys are still, being sold on the reg, despite him, granted, he's not officially a pedophile, but he's definitely a rapist. And, there's been at least 3 allegations in the last, 8 years of him like sexually assaulting like waitresses at nightclubs, and like no one's gonna take your return for a Ben Roethlisberger jersey. They're just not. Like, they're just gonna be like, it's like, I mean, you already bought the jersey, no returns, and that's it.
I think it's interesting here that esports is being more they're taking action as opposed to like football, you know? Or like any of the other like major sports. And I wonder if that's because esports are still being considered by the media as like an up and coming thing. Maybe? I don't know.
No, I get that. Like, I think one of the things that is against esports in this particular moment is that they are intensely more public than their traditional sport counterparts. Like, I don't think, like, when football, basketball, or even baseball was coming up, like, sports media wasn't like as respected. Like, they didn't have their own channel or anything like that. Like, if anything was going on with like a baseball player, and God knows shit was going on in early baseball, like, everybody and their mom didn't know about it by like just clicking on their normal news feed.
True. So is it time for Blizzard and Twitch to have a sit down and be like, look, my dudes. Because, like, there is stuff that is against Twitch's policies that aren't necessarily against Blizzard's policies. So, like, is it time for them to sit down and be like, look, we need to enforce both of our policies if we're going to be streaming everything on this platform? Or what?
I feel like, I honestly believe they should have had this conversation 6 months ago, but I think what's going to happen is that they're going to try to ride through this first season as much as possible, because they're still like in they just finished round 2 or whatever, and so like I'm pretty sure they're building into some sort of playoff and like a grand championship, and then after the first year, then they're going to try to reassess and clean up a lot of this stuff. That's what I think they'll do, but they should have had this conversation, or they should be trying to have it now. But who knows if they're doing that? I don't know what these people are doing.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, I feel like it would be a large step in kind of straightening up some of the stuff that goes on Twitch. You know, if like, hey, these are very public figures, and we're not letting them get away with this, and then immediately turning and going to the smaller channels and doing the same stuff. Like, none of this is acceptable anymore.
So, I'm not sure if that trickle-down effect will, like, really work, unless the larger streams end up getting even bigger numbers. Because, like, people like Ninja and even Tyler1, or I'm a Cutie Pie, like, they make very sustainable incomes by just streaming, and they don't really interact with the competitive plane outside of their own content creation, and they don't need the Overwatch League. And so if the Overwatch League like gets straightened out, they get these new regulations, I don't think there's a reason for Twitch to actually extend them to like streamers that don't share that platform. I mean, they could, like, if they want to, but I'm not sure if it's better for their business, so I don't see why they should. Not why they should, why they would. And, well, the caveat to that is that if the Overwatch League straightens out everything and then they pull like a million concurrent viewers or something like that, which kills anything that like any other streamer is doing, then they might adapt those changes to other streamers. Because like if they're pulling like actual like Nielsen style numbers where they have like 3 to like 9 million people watching a broadcast, like that'll definitely change the way Twitch will do business. but I don't know if Overwatch League is there yet.
Gotcha.
Was it last week we were talking about Twitch layoffs in their esports divisions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I think, like, it's evidence that, like, that's not where, Amazon / Twitch's priorities are right now. I think that if Activision came to them and was like, hey, can we get you to enforce our policies? Then, Amazon's going to tell them to take a very long walk off a very short pier.
Yeah.
But then again, it's not like, any other professional sports leagues are, turning to outside enforcement agencies in order to enforce their personal code of conduct. It's kind of a weird, unique relationship that esports has with Twitch, and probably a sign that there needs to be a greater diversity in streaming platforms, because if we're talking about somebody ideally doing that with Twitch, it probably means that Twitch has too much power in the esports space.
I don't know about that. Because, okay, so the Twitch Blizzard conundrum, which is like players getting handed Twitch bans, and then they still stream like Overwatch League events on Twitch. That's sort of stuff are things that could have happened with the FGC up until this point. And to my knowledge, and I can go ahead and double check, but players that like compete at even like major tournaments, they haven't been like shunned from like stream matches because they have currently standing Twitch bans. But that's definitely a much smaller target that like Twitch could have enforced a lot earlier, and they just simply haven't.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure if it's because they can't. Like, I don't know if Twitch can has the authority or the control to show up at, events that are being streamed on their platform, say like Mandalay Bay, or even something smaller like Final Fight. Or even Wednesday night fights, which, happen literally every Wednesday at One Arcade. And they just decide, it's like, hey, this person can't be on your stream because he has a currently standing ban. Like, I don't think it's ever come to that. And granted, there's more money involved now, but if they wanted to enforce that on principle, I think they could have done that a long time ago, and they're just not.
I mean, at that point, maybe it's more like, this person has an outstanding Twitch ban, they can't be streamed on Twitch, therefore they can't participate in your competition.
I mean, I guess it's...
Like with the Overwatch League, that'd be real easy to do. Mm-hmm. They have a Twitch ban, it's in their contract that they have to be streaming on Twitch. They can't perform part of their contract, they can't be in this fight.
That would make sense, but I'm not sure if Twitch, while they may have that authority, well, I think they may have that right, but they have not demonstrated that authority.
Mm-hmm.
That, like, they haven't gone to, like, a tourney and told Capcom or Twitch or even, a couple dudes, like, in an arcade somewhere saying, like, hey, you can't be in this tournament because they're streaming it with us and you have a ban on Twitch. Like, that's just not a question that's ever really come up, as far as I can tell.
Not outside of it, but since Blizzard and Twitch are doing the Overwatch League stuff together, I feel like that's something that they could enforce there.
True.
Like, it might be different if it's like a local fight or whatever, and they're like, oh, we're gonna stream this on Twitch. Like, but this is something that they've worked out with Blizzard, as like a partnership deal. So at that point, I feel like it would be easier to enforce that and then extend that to other companies, and then go to Capcom and be like, this is what we're doing with Blizzard. This is how it's working out. We're doing this with you now too.
That's definitely something that's going to come up when they have to like renew the contract.
Brian disagrees?
Now, Brian would like to see more competition in the streaming marketplace just because competition is good. And the less companies you have in a marketplace, the more that company just gets to tell you how it is. But I would like to see owners of Overwatch League teams maybe doing a little bit more homework on these people before bringing them onto their teams. Because dirtbag once, dirtbag forever is unfortunately a thing which is true a lot of the time. It's not true all the time. Yes, some people do change, but it is not that hard to do a little, background check on a potential employee and go oh, this person kind of seems like a dirtbag. Maybe I shouldn't bring them into my team where they can then damage the future of this, sport I'm trying to elevate. Mm-hmm. What do you bet that, Dream Casper has, always been a piece of shit?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, it's nearly 1-to-1, but two things I feel like I say this a lot is that most competitive players are actually kind of dirtbags in general. And also this is the first year of a brand new, competitive game. And so, they try to grab the best people first that could play together.
Right.
And, because no one has, the 3 years to develop, a coachable talent because they all need to perform right now.
That's kind of an interesting idea. You use the phrase coachable talent, and it makes me wonder if something that if I'm looking for long-term success in this as a business owner, is the place where I need to maybe prioritize my my hiring dollars is getting the best possible coaches. Can I build the talent by getting amazing coaches?
Well, yeah, but the issue is that's definitely the long-term strat. But the problem is there may be people that are doing this and maybe there aren't. But the reason they wanted to have people compete immediately is because they wanted people to tune into the game so that they could build the brand.
Right.
And coaching, building coachable talent isn't a season-long endeavor. It's a couple of years. A lot of teams in professional sports, you'll see them suck for a solid 3 to 4 years, and then they'll just destroy everyone. The Boston Celtics was a really good example. The Boston Celtics sucked for 5 years or so. They got a couple really good players that they taught to work together, and then they built a really deep bench. They just had people that they could just keep throwing in that were always consistently good instead of betting on 2 or 3 star players to carry them through the whole season. And that's how they won 3 or 4 championships. And that's something that can ultimately happen with the Overwatch League, but that's not going to get them viewers now. And so when everyone wanted to appear competitive up front, that's why you end up with players like this. And I'm glad that Dream Casper got thrown out. And while I can't grant Boston plausible deniability on Dream Casper's nature, I understand why they picked him up when they did, because he's a really good player and someone was going to pick him up, and they wanted to build a team that was competitive, and Boston was competitive, albeit not the best. And throwing him out now is probably better for them than, not hiring him a year ago.
So what you're saying is, what should have happened is, Blizzard proposes the Overwatch League. They get buy-in, and they give each team 3 or 4 years of no actual official Overwatch League business. And then to prep the team and a bench and properly vet everyone. And then announce to the public, we're doing the Overwatch League, here are the teams, And then we'd have better players who wouldn't have a million scandals every week. Who would be pulling in views because they'd be trained.
Right. Well, that would be that would make a much better league. The only problem is that owners wouldn't go for that. Like, they dropped, like, what, 15 million in, like, ownership and franchise fees? And, like, to do that without any promise of actual, like, return for at least 3 years, that's probably not a bet that they would have taken.
But if you have 15 million to just drop on a video game league, you've got the cash to spare.
Yeah, but, like...
If you've got 15 million to drop on an experimental video game league, you've got the cash to spare.
I don't think they would have. I don't think they would have. I know they have the cash to spare, but I think that's an argument they wouldn't have accepted. But
I don't disagree with that. But
however,
they still have the cash to spare. They could have done it that way.
Yes, and I stand by, like, the idea that Overwatch League is not going to look like what it is right now in 3 years. It won't look anything like this. And I can't promise that's because we have, like, players that are genuinely better dudes. I think what we'll do is that it'll figure out, like, why, like, streamers will be competitive. Overwatch players will be better behaved. They won't be exposed like this all the time unless they're actually incredible. And the competition, the balance of, like, how the platform interacts with the league in general will be more figured out. Like, these questions all of these questions, like, how like, players interact in, like, their personal lives, how streamers perform on stream, how companies this large interacting with each other were questions that were always going to happen with esports, and some of them have been ignored. Like, Riot kind of doesn't care what a lot of players do on stream, and it helps that a lot of players speak different languages outside of their markets. Like, Overwatch League is almost entirely, like, American and English speaking or Korean, and Riot has, like, Latin American players with Latin American broadcasts that most players out of region simply ignore, and Overwatch is definitely a lot more interactive that way. And so these are, like, fights that need to happen, and they are shitty, but they're the only way we're actually going to be able to resolve these issues, that if we have these people clash. And it's going to take a couple of years.
All right, in 3 years, we'll see how the Overwatch League is doing. I mean, we'll keep reporting on it, but, like, April 2021, we'll see if they've actually improved any.
Yeah, we'll do a retrospective.
Yep.
We'll put on the calendar. It's like, hey guys, so Overwatch League isn't entirely garbage. Or, you know what? Overwatch League is as garbage as it's ever been.
Or it's more garbage, and let's not even talk about it anymore.
Most reprehensible business practice presented by Overwatch League.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Okay, so we've spent 3 years on this story, so we're gonna have a little bit of fun. We're just gonna dunk on Lawbreakers just one last time, before we actually talk about their new Battle Royale game. For those of you who don't know, Lawbreakers developer Boss Key Productions is suspending development of Lawbreakers and moving on to new projects, because only like 20 people play that game. There was a statement posted.
They got up to 20?
Okay, that's actually mean, man. Like, we looked at the concurrent, like, player count on this show, and they had, like, 144 people on it.
Oh, jeez.
Which is still horrific. But, man, like... oh, no one plays this game. I feel so bad.
There was an amazing tweet. Can we detour to an amazing tweet?
Yes,
sure,
we
man.
can detour to an amazing tweet.
Joke Twitter account, the fake Kaz Harai account.
I love that account.
Put up this tweet that said, Radical Heights is not Boss Key's first Battle Royale game. Lawbreakers started with 100 players and got down to 1 pretty quickly.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, actually, I saw that tweet. I think I might have liked it.
Impossible Coin retweeted that.
Oh, yeah, okay, that was totally me.
Yeah.
Yeah, what? Okay, so, the Boss Key Productions official website stated that their team will continue to support Lawbreakers in its current state for some reason, but will also focus on upcoming projects with quote-unquote fresh creative leaders. Radical Heights, the latest project from Cliff Bleszinski's Boss Key Productions, is on Steam Early Access. It's free to play. This time, the Slaughter is quarantined to a sunny SoCal dome where contestants stalk and shoot each other for cash. The cash you collect from wasting opponents can be banked and used to upgrade your equipment regardless of whether you win or you lose. Radical Heights' Steam page emphasizes how the game's cash-stashing spending cycle is one of its definitive traits. A definitive trait for Radical Heights is the 80s aesthetic dominating the game. There are more mullets and loud neon shirts than you can shake a glitter baton at. You can ride around on BMX bikes while you take pot shots at your opponents, and there's an arcade equipped with that hideous but beautiful neon-streaked royal blue carpeting that defines the era. Hey, I like royal blue, man. That's a whole other thing. Whatever. So, like, if I have this right, this is like Battle Royale meets GTA 5? That's what it sounds like to me.
It's like Battle Royale meets Tony Hawk meets like Blood Dragon. And apparently it's doing okay so far.
Alright.
Yeah, apparently all the juice is not out of space for new Battle Royale games yet. Like Dr. Disrespect was out there streaming Radical Heights. And like it's definitely been bagging like viewership on the Twitch. Let me see how it's doing right now as far as like viewership goes. Let's see here. We are no longer in the top 10. Man, what motherfucker is streaming Doki Doki Literature Club right now? That is a dirtbag move.
It's me! No, I'm kidding.
That would be really funny. It was just Tegan doing the podcast.
I'm just like, I'm also streaming. I'm like, oh, by the way, if you want to know what I do during the podcast, it's stream Doki Doki Literature Club.
Oh, God.
Let's see here. Radical Heights has how many concurrent viewers right now? It's doing okay. Looks like there's a ton of channels streaming it right now. The highest viewers on an individual channel are like just over 1,000. But there's a ton of people out there streaming it, and it looks like it's racked up a bunch of Steam reviews at this point. Like, I don't know. It looks like Cliffy actually got people to play this thing. Rocky, you gonna fuck with this?
Probably not, no. But it's mostly because I can't trust my like actual PC to play games. Like, I just edited on this thing, man. It's doing enough.
Tegan, are you going to shoot a guy while riding a BMX bike?
No. Dude, I can't even knock out a dude while hiding in a bush. I had you knock out the dudes while hiding in a bush. What makes you think I could possibly shoot a gun while riding a BMX bike?
Because it's super sweet.
Oh, Lord.
Well, rest in peace, Lawbreakers. We enjoyed all of the cheap comedy we got out of you. And I guess best of luck with this thing? What else is going on?
Let's see. GameStop CEO says Nintendo's unannounced 2018 titles will lead to a strong year. I don't know how you can make that prediction. Except that probably Animal Crossing's coming out. Anyway, according to GameStop CEO Mike Mahler, at a recent investors earning call, 2018 might be a similarly strong year for Nintendo based on the same strong software strategy. Whoa, same strong software strategy. That's a lot of S's. Seen, Jesus, God, you guys did that to me on purpose. From the company last year. During the earnings call, Mahler said, quote, "So, last year was a tremendous year for their software as well as hardware. Between Zelda and Mario Odyssey and all the games they had, it really drove a lot of hardware sales as well as software. I think this year, when we look at the slate of titles, many of which haven't been announced yet, this year looks also very, very strong. So I think, at least for 2018, we'll continue to see the strong software slate drive additional install base on the hardware and increase attach rate. We don't have, really, visibility for 19 yet, but for 18, it should play out that way." My dudes.
Well, I'm pretty sure this means that Fire Emblem is coming out this year. I don't think we're going to get Pokemon Switch.
No Pokemon Switch this year, but next year probably.
Probably.
And Animal Crossing! Animal Crossing.
You guys think Metroid Prime 4 comes this year?
No, next year.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's holiday, but I've said this before.
I think early next year. I think that's a March next year title. But Animal Crossing, I think this year, because Nintendo Latin America fucked up and took all their stuff down from the Nintendo website and then published it with all of these placeholder things instead of any actual information. Whoops. They fixed it, but like, oops. Why are you taking everything down? Getting ready to post some new stuff? Maybe? I'm ready.
Do we think that they're going to hold down, like, their strategy for E3 the last 2 years has been to make their booth about one game. 2 years ago it was like, hey, would you like to Zelda? And like people just got to fuck around on the Great Plateau. And then last year it was like, would you like to Odyssey? Do you think the booth at E3 is going to be a similar thing this year? Like, and if so, is that game going to be something that they have already announced, like Smash for Switch? Or is it going to be like a surprise motherfucker kind of game?
Well, Smash for Switch is slated for this year, so I could easily see them be like, Smash for Switch! You guys, you want to play some Smash? Huh? But I could also see them being like, hey, so, officially, Metroid Prime 4, Q1 next year, you wanna check it out? We got like 2 levels you can do. I could easily see that.
I'm just trying to think of like what titles would be big enough to, like, because obviously, Mike Mahler's not going to say this if he doesn't believe it. And he's also one of the few people in the world that Nintendo is actually going to give visibility into unannounced titles. Mm-hmm. Like, there's probably a few people at Amazon, a few people at Best Buy, Mike Mahler. Like, there's probably like maybe less than 20 people out there, who are primarily retail partners that Nintendo is going to give that kind of visibility to. He's one of them. I'm just wondering what is so big that this guy who works for this retailer who has a background to actually know what does move the needle is going to say, yup, this stuff's going to move the needle. Mm-hmm. Is it too early to start talking about another Zelda?
I mean, we know it's in development. I don't think it's coming out this year.
I don't think it's coming out this year either. I think next year, we can actually talk about another Zelda. But I think for this year, it's gonna be other games. It's gonna be other stuff.
I mean,
maybe a tease. I don't think we're gonna even get a name drop. Just maybe like a concept kind of screen sort of thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Sure. I just know that, like, they have done well when they have had, like, quick turnover between iterations. Like, when they have been able to strike while the iron is hot, and they have definitely made it to money. Like, you know, I've said it before, like, Ocarina of Time came out in 98, Majora's Mask came out in 2000.
Mm-hmm.
And there have not been many, like, how many home consoles from Nintendo have gotten multiple Zeldas?
All of them.
No, the Super Nintendo had one, Link to the Past.
Oh wait, yeah. I think that's like the only one. NES got 2. Super Nintendo only got 1. The
Wii only got 1.
Well,
we got Skyward Sword. Just because it could also play Twilight Princess doesn't mean it didn't. It got another Zelda.
The Wii was the lead platform for Twilight Princess because it was so delayed on GameCube that they lost.
It was supposed to come out on GameCube,
but it came out for both, and like they gave like actually like 2 different experiences with motion controls. And like GameCube got 2. Wii U, I guess, only got 1, unless I'm remembering something wrong.
No, it only got the 1.
Well, it got the Wind Waker remake, and it also got
the Twilight Princess remake.
Oh, that one too.
Mm-hmm.
But those are not, again, like new games.
Yeah,
like
those aren't new games.
Yeah, the only Zelda title to launch on the Wii U was Breath of the Wild.
And that time it launched on Switch.
So it's all of them except for Wii U and Super Nintendo, which got 1 each. Because even like Game Boy Color, unless you want to count Pocket as its own like Game Boy system.
Yeah, Game Boy Color got 3 technically. Because it got the Link's Awakening remake with the color capabilities. And then it got Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons.
Game Boy Advance got 2.
Yeah, it got Four Swords Adventure. It got A Link to the Past.
I'm gonna count 3DS.
Minish Cap. 3DS got a bunch. DS and 3DS, I think we could count as the same because they can play this. Because DS can play this. 3DS can play the DS games.
So I guess this is a good point to kind of talk about how the Switch refocuses Nintendo's strategies, because previously, they have had 2 different Zelda teams. One Zelda team, which is, releasing work for home platforms, and one Zelda team, which is working on stuff for their handheld platforms. And now Nintendo is moving to a one platform strategy. And like, they could say that they're supporting the 3DS right now. And like, I am sure that obviously there is stuff which is going to be trickling out for the 3DS through 2019. But does anybody honestly think another Zelda title is going to launch on the 3DS? I mean, that like that Mario plus Luigi RPG, which is coming out on the 3DS next year, is a re-release of a DS title.
Right.
So like, I think that all new Mario and all new Zelda going forward is Switch stuff. And so like, if all the Zelda teams and all the Mario teams are working on the same platform now, does that mean that we should be essentially getting like, should it feel like double the pace? Because now, like, historically we used to get like, a good alternating rhythm of like home platform, handheld. Are we now going to be like, oh damn, like I never felt like how frequently these things came out, because it used to feel further apart, because kind of like you would segregate them in your head and be like, oh, these are the handheld ones, here are the console ones.
I'm hesitant to say that it's gonna change that much, just because the graphical differences between the 3DS ones and the Switch and Wii U ones are so different that it's more like the handheld ones were almost filler for the main console ones, you know?
Well, part of that had to be constrained by the processing capability of the respective consoles. Like, obviously, the original the original Game Boy was a brick that could barely do anything, and the fact that they got Link's Awakening out to run on that machine is a miracle. But, like, each handheld console has kind of been constrained by the capabilities of that machine, but now that team isn't necessarily dealing with the same technical constraints. And I'm wondering if, like, what would happen now if they release, like, a traditional top-down Zelda, like, you know, in the spot that would have usually been a handheld title, because now you've got all these people who are used to the Breath of the Wild experience, and, and Aonuma said that, like, all Zelda games going forward would be, quote, open air adventures. So I think that means that unless they try to make an open air top down game, which I think is probably Joe Spiro pornography. But unless they make that, like, open air top down game, I think that, like, the formula that they have, that they developed with Breath of the Wild is probably going to be the shape of things to come for a while. And they've built the engine at this point. Unlike Breath of the Wild, they don't have to build the engine, so there's that part of it already done. So what does the dev cycle look like on a Zelda game now, where you don't have to switch platforms and you already have the engine built? Like, we're
and you
used
already
to,
and you have capability for DLC.
Yep. Like, I feel like we're not going to look at, like, anything close to, like, a 5-6 year dev cycle at this point. I wonder, like, when do they drop any kind of, like, indication that this game exists? Because, like, it is obviously not going to be like a 2021 2022 game. It's just not going to be the case. It'll be much sooner than that.
They drop the indication it exists this year with some kind of teaser, but no title. Next year they give us title and, like, 5.5 minutes of gameplay. And then it comes out holiday that year.
I could see that. Like, if they had, like,
So this year they could be like, new Zelda. Like, Legend of Zelda, you see, like, the icon come up, and you see, like, maybe, like the new Link standing there, kind of like what they did with the original Breath of the Wild tease, and then it just says, The Legend of Zelda 2020, and that's it. That's it. That's all you get. That's all you get. And then you got people screaming about it for 2 years, and then next year at E3, it's The Legend, and you get that same opening bit, and then it's extended, and then there's like, and now here's 5, and then we're pleased to announce The Legend of Zelda, whatever the title is. And now, the first 5 minutes of gameplay. And they drop you right into that. They don't even give you time to scream. They drop you right into the gameplay footage. And then they're like, and this title will be available, and you'll be able to play The Legend of Zelda, blah, 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 holiday 2020. And then everyone's like, ah! And then I pee myself, and I have to call off of work because I'm busy shrieking.
You can't
into
even
the
call,
abyss.
like, you just dial the number and you're just shrieking into the phone.
I don't even have to call, I just text Key Smash. I just text Key Smash, and they're just like, yep, okay. See you tomorrow.
I feel like unless Pokemon isn't coming out next year, that E3 2019 is going to be the Pokemon show.
And the Animal Crossing show. Animal Crossing! Animal Crossing! Ready! Nintendo, my body is ready.
They've just gotten so used to in the last 2 years being like there being video footage of like actual stampedes heading toward their booth. That's a visual they keep wanting to have. It's a nice show off thing. Like
it's going to be Metro. The stampede is going to be because of Metro or Metroid, but they're also announcing Animal Crossing.
There is like I don't think Metroid is a stampede kind of game.
You don't think Metroid is a stampede kind of game?
I think that like the cutoff for people caring about Metroid is, I don't know, like maybe 30? I think people younger than 30 don't give a shit about Metroid. Okay, who here is not 30?
I'm not 30.
Do either of you give a shit about Metroid?
I like Metroid.
Would you stampede for Metroid?
Maybe we're a poor sample size.
Okay, that's true. And you're also host of video game podcasts.
And I'm a Nintendo nerd, so
yeah.
like...
Okay, all right. You're a terrible sample. Okay. I did a bad job.
I feel like in order for Pokemon to be stampedable, it's got to be different. And not like new battle systems, crazy Pokemon set in China this time. Ooh. I mean like Zelda but Pokemon.
I don't know about that.
It's gotta be over the shoulder. It's gotta be, like, fully in there, you know? Not just the paths, but like, Viridian Forest where you can actually walk between the trees.
I feel like if they had done... Okay, so here's a good example. There was a game that they made, basically building up from the Pokemon Stadium series, where they made a full-fledged like RPG where your starter was Eevee, and that's when they introduced Espeon and Umbreon.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if they had made that game with better writing and actually thought through their like actual mechanic, because like it wasn't really a Pokemon game, while like they did inject like Pokemon mechanics and battles to it, they had this whole darkness mechanic where like corrupted Pokemon had completely different movesets, and when they were purified, they were different again. And that colored the entire game differently. And the writing wasn't as good as like a standard like GBA Pokemon game. I think, Pokemon isn't one of those games where like you think of a single character and like, I love like Pokefan number 12 or whatever. It's more about like you have like these small like neat experiences talking to these characters with these various one-liners, and that game didn't have that. Like I think if you had like a console level Pokemon RPG with strong writing and solid Pokemon mechanics, you'd have a really good game. But I think that's the next step for Pokemon.
So is this an in-between Pokemon then? Is this a Pokemon Snap?
Pokemon Snap.
Is this a Pokemon Snap on Switch?
Well, the head of the Pokemon company said, point of fact, the next mainline. He used the word mainline in that, like, please understand apology hostage video. When they had that Pokemon Direct where, like, they were like, here's a bunch of bullshit nobody cares about. And then, like, later on at E3, they wheeled him out, you know, with a gun to his head. And they're like, say the words. He's like, the next mainline Pokemon game is going to be on the Switch. So
how is trading going to work? How is Pokemon trading going to work on Switch? Is it all going to be Wonder Trade? Am I going to be able to trade Pokemon with my friends who I've already added via friend code on my Switch?
Sense. Like, I mean, the Game Boy Advance, all the portable mainline Pokemon games have standard trading associated with them. And so, like, taking out standard trading just seems dumb. I think there might be an expansion of, like, the Pokemon Marketplace, where, like, you can basically search, like, I'm looking for someone who wants to trade a Pikachu. And, like, you look at people and it's like, oh, this is Pikachu and it has some pretty good IVs. What do they want for it? They posted that they want a Torchic. Well, that's my starter, but I guess I could breed one. I could trade one to you that way. Like, I feel like the marketplace will become more robust because, like, the GTS is still a very functioning part of Pokemon. like even in Gen 7, which is where we're at. And they might actually bring back some sort of functionality with the GTS website. It probably won't be the same as Dream World, but it might be something similar.
Are we going to get the highly anticipated fan games, Pokemon Sepia and Pokemon Monochrome, where you are pre-Pokedex sketching out all these Pokemon?
I'd be interested in that. But I think that's still a spin-off game. I don't think that's mainline.
I think it could be mainline. Because you still get the boy and girl avatar, it's just the boy and girl avatar grow up to be Oak and Agatha.
Well, okay. I mean...
Do we get the Pokemon War game? Pokemon R War game.
Cool. I'd play the shit out of that.
Where we serve under Lieutenant Surge.
Pokemon game where it's all about the Pokeathlons. Because I still think that mechanic was really dope. Where, like, instead of being, like, a Pokemon trainer, quote-unquote, you'd be something like a Pokemon coach. Yeah.
The Pokemon Olympics. It'd be like, instead of Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games this year, it's the Tokyo 2020 Pokeathon.
Pokeathlon,
yeah. Pokeathlon.
Like, and so, like, you travel, and you still travel, like, through, like, a region, and, like, you challenge gym leaders. It's just instead of, having your Pokemon beat each other to the death, you have to, like, develop, like, Pokemon that can perform these particular, like, events. I don't know. I thought it was cool.
I like it. I'm down. You could also work in the beauty contest, too.
Yeah,
you can bring those
really
back.
Cool.
Make 1,000 puffins.
Just grind the berries. Just grind them up.
We spin them in the centrifuge by tapping the thing down really, really hard. And then eventually you have berry juice that is solidified into a candy. And you just shove those in your Feebas until it's ready to explode, and then it evolves.
Cherry blossom fall, and then you got a melodic. That's how it happens.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Isn't nature wonderful?
So I guess in summary and conclusion, we believe that it is possible that there may be hot unannounced titles.
How did we get to 2 hours already? How did we get here?
Nintendo took us on a wild adventure. Thank you, Nintendo, for the wild adventures.
Another Nintendo bender. I'm sorry, guys.
I love Nintendo. I unabashedly love Nintendo. Right, so, please.
Steam Spy announced that the service, which calculates Steam game ownership, among other stats, won't be able to operate anymore as a result of a privacy policy change at Steam by Valve. This week, Valve announced that it's expanding its profile privacy settings to give players more control over how private they want to keep their Steam account. This includes blocking public eyes from viewing your purchase and wishlisted games, achievements, playtime, and online status. However, it's where Steam announced that ownership details will be hidden by default, and that's what hit Steam Spy. We have a quote, I believe, from Steam Spy that reads, "Steam Spy relied on this information being visible by default and won't be able to operate anymore." It came from Steam Spy creator Sergey Galonkin. Galyankin. Apologies. This popular tool scraped? Okay. This popular tool scraped that publicly available data to estimate game sales, an important service in an area where sales figures are sometimes made hard to truly discern. The privacy debate has gained steam in recent weeks after the fall of the Facebook Cambridge Analytica scandal, which forced many online to examine how their personal information are used and protected. Galyankin admits that the privacy changes at Valve are less about ending Steam Spy as it is about revamping pivotal privacy policies. So, okay. Brian, what do we use Steam Spy for? Why do we care?
We care about Steam Spy for a couple different things. One, if we would like to loll at concurrent player counts, we use Steam Spy to do that.
I'm gonna miss that.
Yeah. Also, indie developers who have a hard time securing funding could use Steam Spy as one of the only trackable, verifiable ways of making assertions about their sales figures. So, like, if they're going to go, like, pitch somebody for, like, investment capital, they could be like, hey, like, pull our Steam Spy data. You can see, like, how our game is doing. And it'd be a way for a potential investor to, like, get some verification data about, like, a potential partner's, like, sales. Otherwise, like, now that's just, like, one more slide in a presentation where they're having to take the developer's word for it. Like, yeah, we assure you.
I was going to say, or they have to petition Steam for that information. That sounds like a hassle.
Yup. Yeah. And so, like, it's going to make it harder for indie devs who work in the PC space to, like, secure capital investments. But this is a show where we frequently roll around in the fact that Steam is the worst. I mean, I also recognize the fact that, privacy is important. I think that this is a situation where, like, decoupling the metadata, which is the important part, like the totals from the personal data, which is the individual ownership, is a thing that would probably have value. Like, if Steam could surface actual sales numbers and then, like, leave your individual library a selectable privacy feature, it'd be like, okay, like, the fact that, like, Rocky may or may not own, Benjamin Button, the Steam trash, that's hidden. But I can go check the total sales numbers for that game. That, that's something that I think has value, because that is going to give some indication to potential investors or players. Like, because I know that, like, one thing I'll check was Steam Spy if I was, like, considering buying a multiplayer game, because God knows, like, what if you buy a multiplayer game and you get Lawbroken? Like, you don't want to get a multiplayer game and be like, I can't even find enough people to start a match. This is great. So it was definitely a helpful tool. Rip Steam Spy. That sucks.
Damn.
Guys, speaking of Steam, would you like to discuss what came out on Steam today?
What came out on Steam today, Brian? What came out? Hit me with them hard facts.
All right. So we have, yesterday, there was, possibly some video games released on Steam, to the tune of 95 games yesterday. So far today, you know what? Actually, let me pause here before we get into what came out today, because it looks like our old friend Achievement Hunter was at it yesterday with the release of a couple hot titles. Oh, I'm sorry, 3 hot titles, including Achievement Clicker 2019, where you just click on a button and it unlocks achievements for you. That is the whole of the game. Also, Achievement Hunter Mermaid. That one came out. And then, I'm sure you'll love this one. Achievement Idler Black. Achievement Idler Black. The description reads, Achievement Idler Black is an achievement spam game that you start up to let idle in the background and get Steam achievements. That is the description of the game.
Oh, Lord.
And it just passively gives you an achievement every second for the first 5,000 seconds that the game is open.
That's lame.
Yep.
So it's not a game.
Yep. Oh, I mean, according to Steam it is. Steam treats it as a game and then will allow you to rack up 5,000 achievements for it.
Oh no.
That's...
Yep.
What is the point of Steam achievements exactly?
People get weird about them. So far today, we've had 5 titles. Including Debugger 3.16 : hack and run. Description reads, now everybody can learn the basics of game programming by playing this game. Use real program code when you're helping Debugger 3.16 to delete errors and bugs in this award-winning puzzle platformer of another kind. So, it appears to be a platform game with an open debug panel as part of the gameplay mechanic. Like, this actually looks kind of neat. Yeah, like, it looks like this looks actually pretty well polished. And you're writing code to change what your little dude does in this platform game. It's teaching you how that works. It's kind of neat. The art also looks pretty okay. I was not expecting this. All right. Well, Godspeed, Debugger 3.16. We'll see how that goes. Next up is Porcuball. Porcuball is a physics-based puzzler where it's not about what you roll up, but how you use it.
Oh, God.
Oh, this is Katamari. It's Katamari, but you're a porcupine.
Is it Katamari where the music's not got cut out in the middle of it so you don't just question what you're doing with your life? I'd like a Katamari game on Switch so I could give it another shot where the sound actually plays the entire time. Please.
I don't think we'll ever get another Katamari game.
Aww.
Yeah, that's my perspective on it as well.
Will, like at some point.
Well, there's Porcuball to fill that hole in your heart until then. Then we've got Circles of Hell for $9.99, which is a much higher price point than we're used to in this segment.
Is it just every single clicker game and every single achievement hunter playing simultaneously so you can't do anything else while you play?
Unfortunately, Tegan, it did not literally mean Circles of Hell, which I think is what you were trying to convey there with that idea. Circles of Hell is a cooperative platformer for lover of complexities. The main characters... Yeah. The main characters at one time were immortal undead until they fell at the hands of the hunters of undead. Now they will have to redeem their atrocities by going through all 9 circles of hell. In this game, there is 90 levels, 4 playable characters, cooperative for up to 3 players, support gamepad. Okay. This looks mostly like a bad video game.
Well,
it sounds like a bad video game, but
Yep. Then we have Attenity. Frames within frames. Attenity challenges you as an artist. Leaving my mind behind, the contours of the ego blur. Past the dream, there are no rules to break. There are playful moves to make. Veiled visions to wake. Unseen pictures to take. Can death be sleep when life is but a dream and scenes of bliss pass as a phantom by? To win this game, you must awaken the artist in you. Oh, yeah.
I don't know what this means.
No one does. Features, experimental, a surreal, ethereal, near-death experience. Simple but hard. You create colors by changing your position, the angle, and hue. But to compose something scintillating, it will take awareness, patience, and a sense of wonder. Plethora, a myriad of creative possibility. As everything is consistently changing slightly, no 2 plays or sessions will be able to create the exact same picture. Peaceful, there is no time limit. It is impossible to get hurt or die. Non-linear, a synaptic semilinear groundwork to play with, some humble fame, a walkable companion website where you can view the 36 most upvoted shots and further randomly with respective author's name. This thing appears to be you just make a doodle? You make a doodle. This game is making a doodle. You make abstract doodles. It is $10.79. And really pretentious. And then the last game that came out today is hashtag Running Snake 2. The actual title of the game is hashtag Running Snake 2. Running Snake, yeah.
I did say
Did you say no? Why
bad,
no, Rocky?
They should feel bad.
Running Snake, hashtag Running Snake 2. Oh, this is the Apple Snake guy. You know how we talk about Apple Snake on this show every few weeks?
My answer is still no, Brian.
This is just Apple Snake again with a new title. I was wondering if we were going to have one of those this week. All right, great. Thanks, Apple Snake guy, for filling in the Achievement Hunter slot of game we see every few weeks that came out today.
He already has. He could just add more levels, but no. He's got to make a new fucking board every week for some dumbass reason.
Oh, God. But this time he's added bananas. He's added bananas, Rocky.
There's bananas? Oh, man. Count me in. I love me a good banana.
Tegan, I don't believe you.
I love me a good banana.
Eats orange
Tegan, make me believe it.
She clearly doesn't eat bananas.
I don't eat oranges.
Yeah, I know, but you eat orange foods.
I do. I eat peaches.
Peaches are orange.
Are peaches orange?
All right, Tegan.
They're also orange. Peach, but that's a whole other thing.
Yum. Tasty. Anyway.
Right.
You were saying.
Tegan, once more, make us believe it. Make us believe it. Sell me on the idea that you enjoy bananas.
Okay, so there's a lady at my work, and she buys bananas every week, and she brings a banana in every day. But if she doesn't eat all of her bananas before they get brown spots on them, she gives them to me, and then I eat them at work. They're soft, and they're sweet, and they're delicious. I like bananas.
Thank you for telling us your banana story.
But yeah, I do eat bananas all the time. I eat a lot of bananas, oddly enough.
No, I'm fine.
Oh no. Did I kill Rocky? Okay. If you say so.
Okay, I'm okay.
Okay.
Rocky, once again, the bullet points are pretty much the exact same as they are on all the Apple Snakes. Casual gameplay, like a classic Snake game, nice retro game, graphics, infinite mode, collect the apples to achieve high score. So he can't even change that last bullet point, which it has been the same on all the Apple Snakes. It's still just collect the apples to achieve high score. All right, awesome. Fuck Steam. Rip Steam Spy. God damn it, I'm glad I own consoles. People who play computer games, buy your games someplace other than Steam. Buy the ones you have to on Steam, but there are other marketplaces. They're good. GOG is good. Itch is good. Man. For those of you who showed up this week expecting Nadia Oxford,
was that a
we're
question?
sorry. There is
we're sorry.
Bad what?
Yeah, we are sorry. She couldn't make it into our awesome studio in the middle of the sky because there's a snowstorm over her sky. So she couldn't make it up here today.
There are anticipated blizzard conditions where she's at because, hashtag climate change.
Although it is also April.
Also, Sheila was very... Yeah, Toronto. Yep. But goddamn, that sucks. I'm glad I live where there's no snow. But Nadia will be here next week, which means that I will be recording later in the day a great personal sacrifice because I had tickets to go see Purple Rain next week at this time. At the time we will be recording. But don't worry.
Do you mean the film that stars Prince? Okay. Because I was about to say, like, but how? Like,
I mean the film that stars
album
Prince.
came out so long ago. Prince is dead. What's going on? But, like, no, it's okay. I'm cool. I'm fine.
Yeah. Want to go see Purple Rain in the theater? I saw Karate Kid this week. That was awesome.
I can't remember his name. Is it Noriko Morita? Do I have that? No. Noriko Morita is the actor. It's, what's Mr. Miyagi's first name? I can't remember. But it's the story of Mr. Miyagi and then the guy from Cobra Kai. Because I don't remember the Karate Kid. Forget my bit. I'm all mixed up.
I will never forget your bit, Rocky.
Oh, man. Okay. Wait, hold on. Feebas is spelled like this. Sorry.
Rocky, did you have a stroke?
I just looked at... I
did.
disengaged from the Purple Rain thing. Not Purple Rain. That was like 4 bits ago. Karate Kid? Karate Kid. And then I saw that Feebas was spelled incorrectly, so I corrected the Feebas in the name for the titles thing.
Everybody, we're going to see if we can't get Rocky a juice box and get him to lay down.
It's okay,
please leave us reviews, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher. If you leave a review on iTunes, I will provide you a biscuit. You will need to communicate with me, the channel, to do so. Biscuit is not any kind of code for anything, so don't try it.
Try it, and then be amazingly disappointed when Brian sends you an actual biscuit.
There is music at the beginning and end of this
at the beginning
podcast.
and end.
No.
At the beginning, Achievement Hunter Impossible Coin. There's music at the beginning and end of this podcast. It is provided by Big Sach. His work is on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com. // I don't know. It's a slash. You can figure it out. It's the internet. Big Sach and J. Follow him on Twitter at Hillary_Swank. We have a Discord. Things happen there periodically. Secret things happen there Thursdays. There is Monster Hunter Mondays, where Rocky will kill community leaders by hitting them in small spots on their chest and feed sausages to Mega Man. I'm going to be playing some Morrowind once that thing comes out on Fridays, until I realize nobody cares about that game either, at which point I'll try and figure out a hot new strat. So, yeah, that's a podcast. Peace.
Oh, bye.
Later.